1. Alright, that's my workout for the year. Now, I think I'm fit enough to beat some games. Hello everyone, thanks for watching Toll Level here, as it's the end of February, start of March, so it's another, video end of the month to say what games I beat for the month of February, so for 2023. Man, that's a good ramble start, but we're just going to keep going. So if you missed kind of last month, what I'm trying to do this year is beat a lot more of my backlog and everything, and I thought it'd be fun to do kind of these ones at the end of the month and all that to say, oh man, I'm getting like the hiccups right now. This is not going well. but now I lost my train of thought, so I want to try to beat my backlog and all that, so I thought it'd be fun each month to kind of do, these videos to see what I kind of beat. Now, start off good, and then got a bit slower because now I'm playing a lot more of the longer games, right? Like, currently I'm still playing through Elden Ring, which I made a lot of progress on, but, that's like a 100-hour game, right? So it's going to take me a while to get through it, but having a lot of fun with that. And for this video too, I talked with my buddy Jordan, and we'll have to figure something out, like sometimes getting the timings kind of off, but we kind of talked about possibly doing a collab for this type of video, right? So he would say what he beats, I'll say what I beat, and our thoughts, all that. And all of you watching too, if you would like to have a feature on this, if you want to say the games you beat in a month, or what was your favorite game you beat in a certain month, let me know. Like, I would love to kind of put a little video, if you put a video together, I would love to kind of feature it, but, and, it can be somewhat long, like, as long as it's not like 20 minutes, right? I would say like 5 minutes or less would be okay, but let me know. And so we'll begin. So we'll start with the game that I've already beat before. I beat many times because how I like to do this is first start with kind of the games I repeated, or beat again, right? Replayed, beat, and I talked about this already, like in my last video with Persona 4 Golden, so on Xbox it came to Game Pass and played it again. Now, I'm not going to say much because I'm sure everyone's sick and tired of me always talking about this game, but yes, it is my favorite game of all time, so not really going to review this one because it's my favorite. Like, there's not much to say and all that. I did start kind of the Persona 3 Portable, but I'm struggling to get through that one. I have some issues with it, and I kind of put it aside for now, so we'll see if I do get through it, we'll see. But Persona 4 Golden, great story, amazing characters, lots of humor despite the dark storyline that's happening in the town of Inaba, and fantastic. So let's move on to now. That was kind of the only game I replayed and beat in that month, so let's talk about now the other games I played and beat. So before we do that, I want to kind of go over my little review system where I kind of give a one-word answer on each of these games and all that. From the lowest being garbage, those ones are just absolutely unplayable and stuff like you wouldn't even give to your worst enemy, right? Versus at the top being classic, which means it's a game I'll remember forever and ever, most likely replay it many times and everything like that. So I think it's pretty easy to understand. I just like doing that rather than kind of just score or review score, right? So we'll start with kind of the digital ones, which were 3 Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. So like it's 3 games in total, not like 3 Game Boy and then 3 Game Boy Advance. Yeah. Oh man, that sun's okay, let me move a bit closer. I have my window open for some light, but man, the sun, whatever reason, it's just like, yeah, you can see right there, right? So, yeah, first one we'll start with WarioWare, Microgames, or Mega Microgame. I can't remember the full length. I'll put, you know, probably every one of these games in the description just so you can see which games I beat and everything. But yeah, really fun, quirky, you know, little micro games, right? You have 5 to 10 seconds to figure out what you have to do to move on. It's super short, there's not a whole lot of content with these games, but man, they're just a lot of fun, and glad to beat kind of WarioWare, you know, GBA, and yeah, it was cool doing that on stream, so really, really cool. And then, oh yeah, and my review score for that, because it is short and, you know, replay value is more just getting high scores, I'll give it a great rating, right? Because yeah, it's not something you're going to replay over and over, but man, it's just a ton of fun to play. And then we got Kururin, I think that's it, but yeah, very weird game in which you're trying to rescue kind of your brothers, your family, and you're in this ship that continues to rotate, and you have to get from point A to point B. It's very frustrating, I admit. I had to play and beat this game on easy. Maybe one day I'll go and beat it on normal, but we'll see. But I do enjoy these games a lot. Just, yeah, this one though takes a ton of patience because you're constantly rotating, and yeah, it's not quite at the level, I would say, as your Super Monkey Ball or Marble Madness, because one thing this one lacks is a lot of kind of power-ups, like there's some in all that. Man, why is the sun doing that? It should be... Sorry, I'm showing gameplay, but man, that is bizarre. I'm going to have to move this back a little bit and then redo this, but we'll just keep continuing, and yeah, you know, solid game, beat it, but yeah, I would give this game a good rating. You know, it's not, like I said, it's a bit too frustrating for me to really love it, but I do think a lot of people will get enjoyment out of it, and you know, it's one of those little hidden gems that not a lot of people know about. And then finally, the final Game Boy game is Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins, which, oh man, this game is amazing. Like, the level designs they do, and the character models, like, yeah, bosses are very basic, you know, just jump on them 3 times and that's it, but man, it's very creative, and the levels are really cool, and enemy designs, like you have your Jason mask-wearing enemies in one of the levels, I forget the name of it, but kind of Halloween-type theme level, right, which was really bizarre to see, but really cool too, and obviously this introduced Wario, and we got one of the greatest characters ever made from the Mario universe, right, so yeah, this game, like, while there's definitely 2D Mario games I still enjoy more, like Super Mario World 1 and 2, you know, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Brothers 2 and 3, I really, really like. So, yeah, I would still put kind of those ones a bit ahead, but still, this has to give kind of my classic rating, right? Because the only issue I really had is Mario does feel a bit like he's on ice sometimes, where, you know, when you stop moving, Mario will still move like a hair ahead, or sometimes jumping doesn't respond the way you think it's going to, but I chalk that up more to kind of the hardware of the Game Boy and everything, but yeah, classic rating for sure, you know, top of the tier, as yeah, really glad that Nintendo added, the Game Boy Advance kind of support, right? Because, yeah, it's really cool. Excited for when Golden Sun gets there because, man, I haven't played Golden Sun in ages. I think I have both the games digitally on my Wii U, but I still haven't really played them or anything, so yeah, but that's kind of where I played these Game Boy ones, so yeah, now we'll do the physicals. So, kind of blind buy I talked about this game before, but Centipede, Infestation, and yeah, really cool game. This game cost me like $10, and I played it with a classic controller. We're playing it that way. It's like a twin-stick shooter, and, well, the levels aren't the most creative or inventive or anything, and it's not the hardest, kind of twin-stick shooter because, yeah, I beat the game on hard modes as I'm usually pretty bad at these, so, yeah, it's kind of shows it's not, like, meant to be super difficult or anything like that, but man, another excellent game from Way Forward, and yeah, just one of those hidden gems, right, where they take the Centipede game and reinvent it, right, like the old classic, and just made it, fun and addictive, and yeah, it's pretty short, but I would give this the great rating. I really enjoyed this game. Then game I beat on stream, Pokemon Sword. So this was one of my longest playthroughs I did on stream. Now, I did miss quite a bit because that's kind of the tricky part of doing streams is you're trying to entertain people and, while also getting through the game. And normally, for any RPG, I would kind of talk to every NPC and, for Pokemon games, catch every single Pokemon, but it's like, figure people wouldn't be too interested in that, right? But still, man, fun game, and yeah, the rest, like, I'll probably just play on my own off camera and everything, because, yeah, once I beat the game, I tried to do a bit of the epilogue, but it was kind of dragging on too, so, I'll still leave it up, like, if people want to see more of the epilogue and DLC and all that, let me know for Pokemon Sword. Otherwise, yeah, I'll just play on my own, but yeah, had a lot of fun with this. But Pokemon Sword is very formulaic. It does just take that Pokemon formula and doesn't really change much, like, you have your 8 gyms and kind of your final match against the champion, but, they did enough that it made it, very fun for me to get through, and I like the gyms of having this big stadium and people cheering you on, and yeah, that was really cool. So, Pokemon Sword I'll give the great rating to. Then, PS4, I'm glad that Video Games Plus is doing an amazing job reprinting games, especially this year since they're celebrating 30 years, and yeah, like, I bought so many hidden gems from them, but so glad they're reprinting games, including this one, Blue Reflection. This was on my radar for so long. I really wanted to play this, and glad I did. Now, I will say it is a little bit of a letdown, just because, it's a very just standard JRPG where, yeah, you're playing as a girl named Hinako who arrives at this, new school, and these two girls kind of approach her and, kind of turn her into kind of what's called a reflector to help kind of protect the world from an imminent threat that's coming, right? And yeah, combat's really fun, but with Gust, they tend to recycle a lot of content and reuse it over and over and over again. Some games, they do it a lot better, like the Atelier Ryza ones, but Blue Reflection is one of those where it's like, okay, you get a bit fatigued doing the exact same mission, just in a different chapter, right? But overall, I'm still glad I really played it. I enjoyed my game. or my time with this game, there we go. So, my rating is, I'm going to give this a good rating. Still, yeah, you know, not worth what, you know, people were selling it for, like, what price charting has this at, like, 200-300 or something like that, so definitely not worth it, but might be worth checking Video Games Plus, see if they have more of these, right? And then the final game, which I kind of took my time with and, you know, really wanted to get through though before I got to kind of the next one that's coming for March 14th, and that's Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero. So I played this quite a bit and I, you know, I kind of recommended it early because I love kind of the, like, Legend of Heroes, the whole Trails, like, oh, whatever you would call it from Falcom. Like, man, I just love them, and really glad we finally got these localized. Like, it's too bad there's no English voice acting. It's still kind of weird considering they cast, like, Robbie Damon as Lloyd Bannings and, you know, the Cold Steel ones, and then the one we're getting later on this year too to finish out kind of the whole Cold Steel, Zero, and Sky arcs, you know, and Trails into Reverie. But yeah, really cool that we got this Crossbell arc with Lloyd Bannings and his SSS crew. So yeah, just fantastic RPG. Now, I do enjoy Sky and Cold Steel quite a bit more, just because I think, you know, I'm pretty familiar with them, plus Cold Steel, you know, there's, you know, you get voice acting, and that was, Cold Steel was the one that got me into, basically, not just the Trail series, but also the whole just Falcom games, right? Of learning about their Ease games and everything else, like Tokyo Xanadu, which I still have to beat, but yeah. Still, really enjoy this, so I'm going to give Trails from Zero an amazing rating. So, I hope you enjoyed all that, and yeah, have to see what March is. Like I said, my big one is trying to finish Elden Ring for March, so I might have to sprinkle in a few kind of just smaller games for March. Like I said for January, I want to do Mega Man, right? So I think I have to try and get through Mega Man because, yeah, I only beat Mega Man 1 and 2 along with some Battle Network games, right? So really want to check out 3 because I hear amazing things about 3, which I can't... It's funny how I still haven't played it, and yeah, there's a lot of others, like I'm also playing through God Eater, the first God Eater right now, Resurrection, and enjoying my time with that, and there's actually a series I'm thinking of doing with kind of that one because, you know, it's a bit of a clone of Monster Hunter, right? But anyways, enough rambling, so let me know what you guys think. What was, you know, what games did you beat for February? What was your favorite? And I'll see you next time, and definitely see you next month when I do my March video. Alright, thanks everyone, take care. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, or if you just want to see any of my skits and then nothing else and leave the video, that's fine too. Thanks everyone, take care.